Hello again, Tuba players. Here we are, our second video of the week. If Monday or Tuesday's video was a little out of reach for you, I hope today will be a little more calmer with our B flat scale only lesson. I will be using this book. Let me turn the camera around so you can. The Foundations for Superior Performance. If you do not own the book, I provided a copy, these 2 pages right here, for you and your directors for your reference. This is page 10 and page 11 in the Tuba book. We will be going over line 1, which is the major scale. We will also be going over the mini scale and tonic arpeggio, just the bottom line, the lower notes. Scale pattern 1, the lower notes. Scale pattern 2 on page 11, the lower notes. Scale and thirds and interval studies if we have time in this video. If we run out of time, we'll try it next week. So again, just have this for our reference. And we'll get started. Okay, here is the major scale. We are only doing the top line on your page 10 here. It's the same 8th note pattern we had in last week's B flat scale assignment. So you can just try it without the metronome, and then we'll try it with the metronome. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. When I do it on my own, I only do one whole note at the end. Now let's try it with a metronome at quarter note equals 80. A little quicker. Make sure you take in enough air as well. Air. Here we go. 1, 2. Try it again and avoid those cracks. 1, 2. Okay, now we're going to go to the mini scale and tonic arpeggio. Let's go ahead and try the first measure only, that's slurred 8th notes. This fast. 1, 2, ready? Now keep in mind, all of those notes are slurred, so just blow a pattern of an 8th note. Sorry, of a whole note. Whole note. Now try that and move your fingers. Ready? That'll help you smooth out any slurred 8th note pattern. And try it again. And now the next one is slur 2, tongue 2. Try it with your hand. Now play it, and 2, 3. Now here's common mistakes tuba players make. This is wrong, let me show you. The first 2 notes are slurred. Let me show you on the video right here. I'm going to turn it over. The first 2 notes right here are slurred. But don't shorten that note right there. A lot of people go da, da, da. And I want da, 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 da. Let's go ahead and try that measure 2. Again. And now let's do the first 2 measures together. Beginning and set and then the next part goes up and down the scale, and then we have a skip. Be very careful with the skip, not to move too much here. If we can hear the note, da 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 da, and if you can sing the note, there's a really good chance you won't miss it. Here's the last 2 measures. I'm going to play it for you. Try it with me now. 1, take 2. Last 2 measures. Ready? Now let's do the whole line with a metronome. I'm going to slow it down for you. Slow it down a little bit more. Here we go. 1, 2, mini scale, and 1, take 2, take. Alrighty, let's go ahead and go to the next line, scale pattern 1. I'm going to try something that most have done before. Maybe your band director has done this before. Let's do 4 notes at a time and then a break, like this. And then we're going to go on. So we're going to do that for every group of 4. Now, if you've done this before, you're like, oh my gosh, why is Mr. Diaz doing this? If you would like to play this line faster, this is specifically what you should do. Get your fingers used to it. Get that sequence, break, and then do the whole thing together. And then I'm going to try something different with you all, and then we'll see how fast you can get it with a good sound. So play 4 notes and break. Play 4 notes and break for this whole scale pattern 1 line. Here we go. 1, take, 2, take, ready. Next 4. Ready. Big breath. Here we go. Let's try it all the way through. 1, take, 2, take, 3, and. I'm going to slow it down in case you need it. If you don't, you can skip this next part. I'll play it a little bit slower. Ready, 2, 3. Now here's something I do with my students to challenge them to see if they really know what they're doing. Read it backwards. Let me show you here on my music. Literally, start at the end and go backwards. This is not how we read music, but for fun, we do this just to mess around and see if our eyes can follow the notes. A little training exercise. And let's see if I can do it without messing up as well. Here is scale pattern 1 backwards. Ready? Able to get through it. Give it a shot. All right, we're going to go on to scale pattern 2 on page 11. I'm going to play the bottom line again, 4 notes at a time, and then rest. 4 notes at a time, and then rest. Ready, set. The reason why we do it 4 notes at a time, I don't know if you caught it, the last group of 4/8 notes, I actually did the end of scale pattern 1. I had a little brain fart there. So we just find our little mistakes here and there. You don't want to find them when you're playing it straight through. You want to break it apart and make sure you just get at it 4 notes at a time. Now I'm going to play scale pattern 2 with a metronome straight through. And here we go, and set, 2, 3. Now let's try it backwards, just for fun. Here we go. Scale pattern 2, backwards, and 2. I'm gonna play it with no metronome, I'm sorry. Ready? Okay, the last 2 lines we will work on today are the scale in thirds and interval study. And in my experience working with high school kids as well and upper level middle school kids, is for some reason these 2 lines are the lines that give us the most trouble. And I believe the tuba players are the ones that have the most trouble with this because of the deficiencies that I've explained to you before. A lot of them can't do this very well because they're not moving their fingers quick enough, or they've just never done this pattern before. A lot of people mess up this on tuba because they move their face too much and aren't buzzing the air, which we worked on last time, buzzing those little songs. That helps you with this. It's all about the buzz. It's all about moving your fingers quickly and trying not to move your embouchure. Keep it set. We're going to try scale in thirds. And we are going to try the scale in thirds 2 notes at a time and have a break. Let me show you. So we're going to do that. A rest in between. 2 notes at a time. Move your fingers. Here we go. Scale in thirds. 2 notes at a time. And rest. Rest. So a lot of students try to do that fast and it doesn't work out like this. And they try to move around too much. You're not going to be able to play it fast unless you can get those little finger movements. Here should be your goal for maybe a couple of weeks from now. Let me see if I can play it for you. For right now, let's go ahead and put the metronome on. A little bit slower. And try to get a good sound here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And this one I don't really do backwards. If you want to do that for fun, great. But let's go ahead and move on to the interval study. The interval study, we want to make sure that we play the low note and the high note with just as good as a sound. You don't want this. You don't want that to happen. As you see, I was moving a lot right there. You want this. So let's go ahead and do 2 notes at a time and then break like we did with the other ones. Ready? And all right, now with the metronome. Try to air pattern this first. Now air pattern with your fingers moving. All right, got a little dizzy from doing that. Let's try it straight through now. And 1, 2, interval steady. Don't go around telling your teacher, I can play it fast now. That didn't really sound like anything, okay? The faster you go, the more relaxed you should be. And you shouldn't go faster if you can't play it relaxed. Even then, I wasn't really satisfied with that. So interval steady, be careful that we don't move our fingers slow and we don't move too much. Scale in thirds, don't go faster unless you can get those fingers moving and the air is smooth and the notes come out. Scale pattern 1 and 2, make sure you can play it forward 4 notes at a time and try it backwards just for fun, just to get your fingers moving. A little eye exercise, move your eyes right to left. Back to the mini scale and tonic arpeggio that we did first, go ahead and make sure the smoothness of the slur is correct. And then the major scale that you have at the beginning of the page, if you want to explore playing the high notes, great. But it's just necessary right now for you to be able to play the first line, which just goes up to the B flat and back down. So again, this is Mr. Diaz sending you off. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I wish you all the best and keep practicing. Have a good day.